everybody. So this is a little bit of a different angle tonight. It's just me here, and I had an idea to make this little video, which basically is yoga for COVID recovery. So you could look at that like virus recovery. This would apply to any cold or flu or COVID strain or illness where your immune system has been compromised and you're feeling a little bit low energy. And I do just want to point out that this would be for when you are mildly ill, recovering from illness, or trying to prevent illness. If you are in the thick of it and you feel nauseated or shortness of breath or dizziness, then you should be resting and of course consulting a doctor. But many of us find ourselves in the phase of prevention, recovery, or mild illness, where we're just looking for something to feel a little bit better. So we're going to start out with our breaths. You'll notice that I'm in kneeling pose, and that's perfectly fine for this, but if you have knee pain or knee injury, you don't have to sit like this. You could be in a chair. You could be in easy pose, so you could sit like this. You could be in butterfly pose if that's comfortable for you, or if you wanted to have a wall behind you and just sit in staff pose, you could do that as well. So there's a lot of options, but I just happen to like to start this one out kneeling because I don't do many poses from here, and I am comfortable in this position while I do the breathing. So we're going to start with 10 breaths. As we do in all of my videos, we have to make sure we're relaxed. So you want to make sure that your shoulders are relaxed and you don't want them hunching forward. So see how I hunch forward and everything curls. I also don't want them super tight up to my ears. I don't want to be holding any tension. So I just want them to be nice and relaxed. I have engaged my core, so I'm not collapsed here in the center. I'm engaged and it's just pulling up slightly as if there was just a little bit, a piece of string just pulling up on my head a little bit. So I'm relaxed, but I'm engaged, okay? So we're gonna start with our 10 breaths, and I am gonna close my eyes because I like to invite you to close your eyes, so I'm gonna do the same. You can leave your hands down and rested as mine are now. You can open them. If you're in easy pose and you wanna open them wide, whatever feels good to you. And we will close our eyes and we're gonna inhale and exhale. This is in through the nose and out through the mouth. Very good, 10 total. Inhale and exhale. Really long exhale. Inhale and exhale. If your nose is completely stuffed up, you can inhale through the mouth, but I prefer the inhale through the nose. And exhale. Good. 4 more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Feel free to keep your eyes closed and follow the sound of my voice, but I am going to open my eyes, and what I'm going to do next is a different style of breathing, where we're going to close one side of the nose or the other. As long as you're not short of breath, if you have a stuffed up nose, I would encourage you to try this because it will help quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to just place it on my right knee, okay? And then I'm going to take my right thumb and I'm going to just place that on the right nostril. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm going to do 3 breaths like this. All right, so we're gonna inhale through the nose. Good, and exhale. Good, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. I said 3, but we're gonna do 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Very good. Release the nose. Shake it out a little bit. Make sure that you're okay. Present, you don't need a tissue. All right, and then we're gonna switch sides. Take my right hand, hold on to my left knee, and this works for all the other poses. If you're in easy pose or any other pose, don't fret, just reach your hand over and hold on in whatever pose you're in. And then I'm gonna take my left thumb and put that over my left nostril. And now I'm gonna close my eyes and do my breaths again, and we're gonna do 4. All right, so we're gonna inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Very good. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Let go of your nose again and just shake that out a little bit. Make sure you take a couple breaths. Even if you don't have a stuffy nose, that'll get you going a little bit. So just make sure you're not going to cough. If you need a tissue, grab a tissue. Make sure you're not dizzy. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to easy pose. If you're not there, go ahead and go there now. So I'm going to go to my easy pose. All right, and we are going to do some side bends. All right, so it's really important to stretch out our sides, especially because our hips and back tend to get really sore with inflammation. So first level would be, I just want you to reach out your hand. So you're just going to take your fingertips and touch the mat beside you, or towel. And then you're going to bring your hand up and over, nice long stretch over, and you're going to just reach, like you're reaching towards the other wall or reaching away from your body. And the important thing is I want this hip to stay connected with the ground. So I don't want to start to tip like this, because then I'm going to lose the stretch that I'm trying to get. So I want this to stay grounded so that I can stretch from my hip all the way up through my arm. And you'll see I already put my arm out a little further, so some of you may be here, and that's completely fine. But if you can, walk those fingers out and drop your forearm down and still keep that hip connected so that you're getting a nice long stretch. Don't do anything that hurts here. If you are happy back up on level 1, then you stay there. Okay, so we're going to do some breaths here. Remember, all of this can be done in a chair. If you were in a chair, you would just have your hand on the side of the chair, and you would just stretch up and over from there, keeping your bum connected in the seat. Okay, so we're going to do the other side now. I'm going to reach my hand out, and you'll notice I have these next to me. This is just a visual reminder that you can have props. So whether you need a hip support, or you need leg support or head support at some point, or even if you need to put your hand on something, if you can't reach all the way to the ground, it's a good idea to have like blocks, towels, extra yoga mats around in case you need anything like that. All right, so we're gonna reach our other hand out, just reach my fingertips out, stretch up and over, make sure my hip is connected with the ground. As I start to warm into this stretch, I'm probably gonna find that I can walk my hand out a little further and then hopefully sink my forearm down, really getting a deep stretch there. And we're gonna breathe. Breathing is very key here. Few more breaths. Very good, nice and easy. You're gonna come out of that pose. Just shake out that back a little bit. And we're gonna bring our feet together into butterfly. So my feet press together and my legs open here. I'm gonna take my hands and just hold on to my ankles, all right? And then I'm just gonna take my elbows and I'm going to try to drop down and push on my thighs a little bit and just press. We're gonna have all different levels here. Some people may find this very challenging, and it's good to just ease your way into this stretch, while others may feel that this is a nice pose, but maybe they don't feel like they're stretching yet. So we'll get there, we'll go a little more advanced. Just hold this pose for now, using your ankles to hold on, and you're not gonna roll forward. You're gonna keep your posture nice and straight, shoulders relaxed. I should be able to move my shoulders around, no tension. And then just pressing my arms down onto the thighs. A couple of breaths here. Good, one more. Very good. Before we switch it up, I just want to point out that if you do have a knee injury, often if you have your feet kind of out in front of you like this, and then you need something a little bigger, but something a little thicker than this would just sit underneath here. So the idea would be that it would support, and if it was a little taller, my legs would be up like this. So that is a good way with injuries to attempt this pose. So from here, I'm just going to go back to my traditional butterfly, and I am going to hold on to the base of my toes here. So you're already going to feel more of a stretch. So I've just wrapped around my toes and cupped them. And then what I'm gonna do is imagine that my forehead is gonna go to my big toe. I am not that flexible yet, but some of you may be able to. And some of you may be like, I don't think so. But that's what you're gonna imagine. You're gonna imagine that your forehead is going to your big toes. All right, so we're gonna take a big inhale first. So breathe in, exhale, and slowly curl forward. My forehead coming down towards my toes. Very good. Just ease into that stretch. Hold on to your toes. Very good. Couple more big breaths here. Very good. One more big breath. Good. Gently release your toes. And I like to just kind of take my ankles and pull my legs up. And then what I'm going to do is from my heels, I'm going to push into the floor and I'm going to slide my feet forward, just like that. So if you need to, you could move over to have a wall behind you at this point. If you feel like you can't hold this position of sitting up straight, this does take some core strength. So if you are flopping forward or straining backwards, I would rather have you use a wall than have posture that's going to do more harm than good. So you decide if you can hold this position or if you need a wall behind you. I have my feet flexed right now. Relaxed would just look like this. And pointed would look like this. Be careful here, we don't always stretch our feet this way, so sometimes you can get some foot cramps when you start playing around with the flexing and the pointing. I tend to like to have my feet flexed because it makes the stretch more significant in the back of my legs. But you can have your feet nice and relaxed, that's fine too. This is called staff pose, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift up our diaphragm a little bit here. We're gonna take a big inhale, try to fill ourselves with air. I prefer it through the nose always. Again, I'm making this video specific for people who are not feeling well, so if you have to do it in through the mouth, that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and take our big inhale, and I'm gonna lift my hands up as I fill my core with air, and I try to lift my rib cage, and just imagine that air just filling up, okay? So big inhale, all the way up, big inhale, good. Exhale and fold forward. Wherever you stop here, that may be here, it may be the calves, you may be able to hold on to your feet or hold over the top of your feet. Wherever you stop, just make sure you get that nice stretch in the back of your legs. Take a minute to relax your knees. If you're not sure, then just consciously tense them and then consciously relax them, and then you'll understand the difference. Nice relaxed knees. Couple of breaths. One more big one. Good. Let go of your toes, or if you're at your knees, just let your feet relax. And then see if you can gently point them. Gently, no foot cramps. You don't have to point as far as me, just until you feel the stretch. And then you're just gonna ease forward. See if you can reach towards your feet. Take some big breaths. Very good. Nice and easy. You're just gonna sit yourself back up, slowly shake those shoulders out, shake everything out. And then what we're gonna do is we are going to go to cobra pose. So we're just gonna get onto our bellies here. However you need to get there comfortably, you're gonna work your way onto your belly. And there's gonna be a couple of options here. And of course you can always use one of these for support if you needed to. What we're gonna do is we can put our forearms down, palms flat, and this would be more of like a sphinx pose, and we can just look up, making sure that our shoulders are nice and relaxed. And we'll take a couple of breaths here. Very good. Make sure the backs of your feet are on the ground. Now you're going to come all the way down, hands on either side of the chest. And you're going to try to press yourself up into full cobra, really opening that chest. That's very important. Don't do anything that hurts. Go to your level. So that may be here. You may be able to push up halfway, or you may be able to extend into the full cobra. Just make sure that your shoulders, again, don't have any tension, that they're not hiking up to your ears, that they're not caving in. You want to have nice, strong, relaxed shoulders here. Kind of like I'm putting them down into my back pocket. See that? Down into the back pocket. I have a nice long stretch on my abdomen. I don't have any wrist pain. If I do, I'll come down onto my forearms. Two more breaths. into child's pose. So my knees come under me, I sit back as if I'm gonna sit on my bum, and then I really stretch and elongate here, and I reach very far out in front of me, walking my fingertips ahead. I wanna make sure that I can kind of keep my bum down towards those heels, and then have a nice long stretch up through the armpit. This should be a very comforting pose. If you find it uncomfortable to be in this position, then what you can do is shift into puppy pose, which would basically just be the bum staying up like a puppy, and then stretching from here. Okay, so this would be the other option here. I'm going to take a couple breaths here and then go back to child's. Good, back to child's pose. Very good. 2 more breaths here. I'm just going to check my notes. Very good. All right, for child's pose, we are going to come onto all fours. So I'm just going to come onto all fours here, walking back into the center of my mat. Make sure that my hands are underneath my shoulders and my knees are underneath my hips. All right, and then from here we are going to go into our down dog. Just a quick reminder that you can use a wall for down dog, so you can have your hands on the wall as opposed to on the floor. So we're going to tuck our toes and we're going to press up into down dog. Good, nice long stretch here. You don't have to have the backs of your heels touching on the ground. They can, but you don't have to. The idea is to have a stretch in the back of your legs and a nice long stretch in the front of your body without any tension. Keep breathing. Good, 2 more breaths, and then we're going to walk into a hanging pose. Very good. Start to walk your hands in. Walk them all the way in until you're doing a forward fold here. And then you're just going to let yourself hang. Make sure that you don't have any knee tension. So it is okay, you can bend your knees here. I like to have my knees straight. I don't have any knee pain, and I like that stretch in the back of my legs. But you can bend your knees here. And then you want to just let the backs of your hands just sort of fall onto the ground, or fall wherever they hang. If you're not touching the ground, that's okay. So it might look like this. It might look like this. Wherever you are. Keep breathing. Really take a deep breath, and as you exhale, try to relax deeper into that stretch. You can sit in a chair or hang down from there if this is too difficult. Very good. Keep breathing. Bend your knees, gently come down. So I come down into sort of like a semi-squat position here. And then just walk yourself forward into all fours again. Hands on the ground, palms underneath the shoulders. My knees are underneath my hips. And I am going to go ahead and let the backs of my feet relax on the ground now. And what we're going to do is the cat to cow transition. Just kind of wiggle all my layers down here. All right. So on this transition, what we're going to do is we're going to inhale when we press down and open the chest, and then we're going to exhale when we curl everything under into the cat pose. All right, so you're going to see me do those poses a lot deeper now with the breathing. So we're going to inhale, sink down into the cow pose, slope the back, open the shoulders, try to look up, big inhale. And exhale, curl everything under into the cat pose, curl, 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 pressing up. Very good. Inhale, open your chest, slope the back. Exhale, curl everything under into the cat pose. Pressing through my shoulders. Inhale, slope the back, open the chest into the cow pose. Exhale, curl everything up. Very good. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl everything under. We're going to do it one more time. Inhale, open the chest, lift the back. Exhale, curl everything under. Very good. Come back to traditional tabletop. And what we're going to do is sit back into child's pose. All right? So remember the variations on this, child's or puppy pose. So child pose, we're just going to sit straight back. I kind of keep my hands right where they are. Sit back, sit back, sit back. Maybe stretch those hands out a little farther. Bring my forehead down, place that on the ground. If this is difficult, you can come up into puppy pose. Hold that one more breath. Just checking our transitions. Very good. Okay, so we're going to come out of child's pose and come back to our seated position. So for this, I would prefer that you go back to easy pose, which looks just like this. And have either foot in front, whatever's comfortable for you. And we're going to do our seated twist. So what that's going to look like is I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to grab my left knee. And then I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to reach behind me and I'm going to try to put that on the floor. If I can't, I can use an object, rolled up yoga mat, block, and I can place my hand on that. But ideally what we're going to do is the full stretch, fingertips to the floor, and then we're going to look behind us. Looking behind me, really stretching that neck, and breathe. Of course, you can do this from a chair as well. You would just reach to the back of the chair, hold onto your knee and twist. One more breath. other side, just sweep my arms over. Left goes to the right knee, my right arm reaches behind me. I can put it on an object or just gently touch the ground. And then I am going to look behind me. Very good, and twist. So now we're just going to do our closing breaths, and you should be starting to feel pretty good at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to open our arms, open them wide, open them all the way up while you're inhaling. Palms together, exhale down. Very good. Inhale, open. Palms together, exhale down. Again, inhale, open. Shoulders stay down and relaxed. Palms together, exhale down. And last time, inhale, open. Palms together, exhale down. Hands over the heart, and we say namaste.